Hillside, a Victorian primary school in Beeston on the edge of Leeds city centre, is getting a new lease of life. Classrooms are being turned into a business and enterprise centre. Local people will be able to rent a desk or a whole office and meeting rooms. The restaurant will be open to the public. There's space for a creche.
That's the production suite.
Leeds 11 FM, a community radio station, is moving in. 63% of the space is already let.
We want to see it as a hub for local people and for business. It's to help local people set up in business to thrive and prosper.
The council still needed funds for the school's replacement. It sold Hillside at the market rate, for which the Development Trust found a mortgage and other funding. Then the council helped Tiger 11 with a grant of almost 1/3 of the project cost.
But why not sell the school to a developer for flats? It would have raised more money for the council.
We wanted to do more than just sell the building off for flats. We wanted to try and find something that was a useful continuation of that social value that we were getting from the building beforehand. We're really confident that Tiger 11 are going to do fantastic things over the years, and that will really be the return from this building just as much as the hundreds of thousands that have come from the sale of the building.
Beeston is one of the most deprived areas in the country, but local people appear ready to benefit from a business enterprise centre in their midst. And that helps Leeds fulfil the requirement to build thriving, stable neighbourhoods.
Community asset transfer isn't restricted to the big cities. Any council, large or small, urban or rural, of any political persuasion can take up the scheme in partnership with the local community. The DTA, the Development Trusts Association, unites 500 organisations with similar projects, and together, development trusts across the country now have over £400 million worth of assets in community ownership.
We don't want to see local authorities transfer things which are, a white elephant, which will never succeed. Our watchword on this is viability, not liability. So part of our effort is to make sure that we draw on the enormous expertise that now exists across the country about how to do this well.
Dunham Hill School in Cheshire was due to close when a local businessman was found to finance a private school where the community could use the hall and playing fields too.
The scheme fulfils the Cheshire County Council Community Asset Strategy. It fulfils the community wishes to take ownership of the site, and it also fulfils the community wishes for a school to be retained on the site.
Bellingham Station House, once owned by Tynedale Council, is being transformed into a heritage and business centre, with funding from the local authority, a water company and Europe.
So what we've gained is empowering a local community. We've freed ourselves up from the management time of actually managing an asset which is a long way, distance-wise, away from the centre of the organisation, and we've gained, hopefully, a relatively happy community.
As part of the government's pilot project, Advancing Assets for Communities, Birmingham City Council researched several aspects, including how to set a value on an asset leased to a community group.
What we're working towards is being able to offset market rents on properties against the worth that that organisation can provide in providing services to the community.
So they get a cheaper rent, but the council gets added value in the end.
Absolutely, that's exactly what we're talking about.
The author of the government's recent review into asset transfer says the idea's taking off, and there's new advice for authorities still wary of the risks.
I think the key thing is identifying risks. Entrepreneurship is not about just taking risks willy-nilly, it's about identifying risks, anticipating them and then managing them. And what we've tried to put forward is a risk toolkit for professionals, but also I think community groups, so that those risks can be managed down and minimised.
A group of local people in Clapham, South London, are determined the 19th century library should stay in community use as an arts venue when Lambeth Council build a new leisure centre and library on the High Street.
What would the group like to do here?
Well, our idea here is a small event space.
There'll be a larger hall and an exhibition space too. Lambeth has given the building on a long lease. The £1 million conversion cost is promised from a local business, charities and donations.
If the community were to lose this building, I would walk across the common and see it if it had been, and I always regret that I hadn't worked hard to try and stop that happening. And so that's the driver, I guess, is to make it remain, as it's been for over 100 years, a community asset.
Asset transfer isn't new, but the emphasis is now on making the sums work to produce sustainable projects to which local people are committed.